Hi everyone, I hope I'm audible. So the topic for today is year. Okay, so let's get started. Before I start, let me introduce myself. I am Vani Kari, biology educator at Unacademy. I'm an engineer with bachelor's and master's degree. Okay. So I'm an engineer with bachelor's and master's degree in biotechnology and a B.Ed degree. Also founder of a startup where I grow microgreens by vertical farming technology. So here join with us in Telegram for homework and class notes. Join Vani Kari ICSE class 9 and 10. Okay, so Telegram channel Unacademy ICSE and ISC both. So this link you will find in the description box. Okay, and other than that, one second. So Unacademy free special class features. So in this case, so we are conducting, like all the educators are conducting a special classes which is absolutely free. So there in those classes it is a real time interaction. You have an option to chat there, and also you get a emojis. Okay, so you can respond by using the emojis also. All right, and then the ask questions using the question tab. So there is during a live class, so you can type in your question here. Okay, or also you can attach an image and you can send it to the educator during the live class. So this option is also available. Then we are conducting poll options for quiz. So basically we are conducting a quiz there. So the poll war, what we call, so this is basically the questions will be there on the screen. Okay, and also the option. So you will get options like A, B, C and D. Okay, so you can choose the right answer here. So that option is available on Unacademy platform. So all you need to do is download the Unacademy Learners app, and so you can just get started with by adding your phone number, the OTP and the email address. Then you can choose your category, that is ICSE category. Okay, so then you can choose your class also, and then you are ready. Okay, so poll leaderboard will be there. So once the quiz is completed, so we can also show you your rank, the like first who has come first, second and third. Okay, so that you can compete with your friends as well. Okay, so Unacademy subscription features, so you can learn live from the comfort of your home. Okay, so unlimited access to all the courses. So there are different courses that are going on, so you will have access to all of those courses. Okay, so different educators are having a different courses, batches are them, so that access also you will get if you are taking a plus subscription on Unacademy. Okay, so top educators of India are going to take the class in one platform. Okay, so that is Unacademy platform. Regular doubt clearing session. So after about every 3 sessions, so the one session we are conducting, that is the 4th session, will be your doubt clearing session or answer writing session. So any doubt that you have related to the topics that are covered in these 3 previous sessions, so we will be clearing it out in the doubt clearing session along with the answer writing session. So basically we are conducting a poll, or also if you are not having any doubt, or maybe we can just revise these 3 classes in the one class. Okay, so that can also be done. So exhaustive coverage of a syllabus, that means complete syllabus will be covered. Mentorship and guidance is given, study material is given. Okay, so practice test series, then live test series will be there. So batch courses, so there are different batches that you will have access to. Okay, so you can have access to all of this with the plus subscription. And there is a daily practice section, the weekly mock test series, live quizzes, daily MCQ and subjective test series. So all these benefits you can take from a plus subscription. And here again, so class 10 and 11 12. So now for let's say how you want to know how exactly this works, so you can go for 3 months of subscription. Okay, so you can just try with this one. Or if you are planning to cover the class 11 and 12, so maybe you can go for this month, or maybe you can just plan for class 11 as well. So depending on your convenience, you can go for any of these months of subscription. And this is my referral code VANIYT. Okay, to get 10% discount on your your subscription. So you will be getting 10% discount with this special code, that is Vani YT. Okay, so other than that, so there is a mega offer. Okay, so this is offer for plus subscription ICSE class 9 and 10 and ISC 11th and 12th. Okay, so let's say you are buying a subscription that is 12 months or more. Okay, so you will get free 2 months of extension. So this is with respect to the subscription itself. So flat 10% discount on purchasing plus subscription on any duration. So this is valid for first 500 subscribers. So let's say you are buying for 12 months. Okay, so you are getting a subscription for 12 months. So you will be getting extra 2 months. That means 14 months subscription you are getting if you are buying for a 12 months. Okay, so if you have any queries, then you can get in touch with your counselor. So confused about a preparation journey, or have queries about the subscription, or want to know about the latest offer, so you are just one call away. So you can contact this number, and if you are taking a subscription, then you can use this referral code Vani YT, okay, to get 10% off on the subscription. Other than that, so today's topic is basically the year that we are going to discuss. Okay, so that is elementary structure and functions of ear that we are going to discuss today. So this is parts of the human ear, the mechanism of hearing we will discuss, and the functions of the ear. Okay, so sense organ, when we mention, so we have different sense organs. Okay, so we have all these different sense organs, right? So like there is eye, then there is ear. So eye for sense of sight, the ear for sense of hearing, then nose for sense of smells, and the tongue or mouth when we mention. So this is for sense of taste, okay, with respect to tongue, and the skin sense of touch or the pressure, temperature. So for all that, okay, so these are the sense organ, and today's class we are going to discuss about the ear. Okay, so ear is basically divided into 3 parts. So there is outer ear, then there is middle ear, okay, and then there is inner ear. So 3 parts it is divided. So we will see what all comes under this part. So this is going to be important for you all. Okay, so why is it important? So you will get a questions in your board, like this they'll give so and so part. So let's say they are giving a auditory canal, so they'll ask whether it is coming in the outer ear or middle ear. So this one is a middle ear over here, and this one is the inner ear. So it will they'll ask you what is in which part of the ear this is coming. Okay, so that is why all these 3 parts with their respective specific parts what are there, so that you need to know. So skin is the largest sense organ in our body. So the neurons from the sense organs are connected to the brain, and they pass signals from the environment to the central nervous system. So functions and parts of the human ear when we mention, so you can see here there is a pinna, auditory canal is there, then so you can see this structure over here like a snail. It looks like a snail here. Okay, so this is actually the cochlea over there. All right, so semicircular canals we can find. So now the human ear, so it is having sensory function, so hearing and maintaining the balance of the body. So it is not just the hearing, maintenance of the body balance, so that is also done with the help of the ear itself. So ear is divided into 3 parts. So there is the outer ear, middle ear, and then the inner ear. So let's see the outer ear now. So this outer ear when we mention, so this consists of the pinna, that is the external auditory canal also is present. Okay, so pinna is present, and then external auditory canal is present. Then external auditory canal or meatus extend inwards to the tympanal membrane, that is the eardrum. All right, so next we have a middle ear. So these contains 3 ossicles, so you can find in here. So now here you can see, so this is a eardrum, the tympanic cavity. So there is a malleus which is attached, then you can see this incus, and then there is a stirrup which is present, okay, or a stapes. So contains 3 ear ossicles. So these are the smaller bones. So there is malleus, incus, and a stapes. Okay, so other name is what? So this one is hammer. All right, so this one is hammer now. Okay, another name. And incus when we mention, so this is the anvil. All right. So stapes when we mention, so this one is a stirrup. Yes, is it visible, the one I am writing? Okay, so hammer is not visible, right? So I'll just write here. So this malleus is actually the hammer. Okay, so this one is hammer now. So hammer, stapes and anvil are the three parts that we have in the ear. So these are the names which are given. So every alternate name. So you need to know the alternate name also which is mentioned. So these increase the efficiency of transmission of sound waves to the inner ear, you know. So inner ear is receiving a sound wave. Okay, so once that is done, the amplification of the sound wave, so that is done with the help of the inner ear again. Okay, so other with respect to that, the middle ear is again amplification is occurring in the middle ear also, as the bones will also start vibrating there. Okay, so amplification is done more in the middle ear as well. Then there is a eustachian tube which is connecting the middle ear cavity with the pharynx. Okay, so you can find over here, so there is this eustachian tube. Okay, so you can see over here, so this particular part what you find, so this is a middle ear now. Okay, and under middle ear you can find the oval window also, round window also. Okay, so then you will find the eustachian tube which is present. So other than that, we have the inner ear. So I'll just draw it and explain now. So once I am done with this one, so I'll draw and explain how exactly this would look. So inner ear, when we mention, the inner ear is filled with the fluid. Okay, so this is filled with the fluid. So until the middle ear, it was all the air medium was there. Now in case of inner ear, it is a fluid medium. It is a watery medium. Okay, so fluid and is called the labyrinth. Okay, so inner ear is filled with the fluid and that we can call as a labyrinth. Now it is divided into two. Okay, so this is divided into two, so that is the bony labyrinth and then the membranous labyrinth. Okay, so that is bony inner ear and the membranous inner ear. So bony part is also there, a membranous part is also there. Okay, so we will see each of these details as of now. So I'll just draw it here. Okay, excuse me. So here as you can see, so let me just start from here. So this one is now a ear. Okay, so this is a ear pinna. So I'll just label it over here. So this is a pinna now. Okay, so this pinna, what is there? Okay, so there at the pinna you can find a auditory canal. Okay, so there is a auditory canal which is present. Okay, so at the end of the auditory canal, what do you find? So there is actually, so at the end of auditory canal, let me just change this. Okay, so now this one is a auditory canal. Okay, so here I'll label this. So this one is auditory canal. All right, so auditory canal is there. So at the end of auditory canal, what do we find? So there is actually the eardrum. Okay, so eardrum is situated over here. Okay, so this one is now a eardrum. All right, so now as you know that, okay, so under this particular outer ear, so these three parts what are there, including the eardrum, so these three parts come under the outer ear. Okay, so these three parts what are there, so these are the outer ear. Okay, so outer ear, when we mention outer ear, will have the ear pinna. Okay, so there is a pinna. All right, then you know what else will be there, so there is actually the auditory canal. Okay, and then there is eardrum or a tympanum. So these are the three parts which we can find in the outer ear. So you can see here pinna, auditory canal and a eardrum. Now when we mention about the middle ear, so there are three of these you know, the bones what are there, oval window, round window and inner opening of the eustachian tube. So let's draw it here. So here connected with this one, so we can see a bony structure. Okay, so there is a malleus or a hammer which is present. So this is somewhat like this, a hammer like structure which we can find. Okay, so then there is this particular stirrup which is present. Okay, So sorry, this is anvil or a incus, what we can mention. Okay, so in connection with this one, so you can find there is actually this structure called as a incus or a anvil. Okay, so this one is a connecting one, so this is connecting with the anvil. So below you will find, one second, I'll just draw this. Okay, so here below you will find, so in connection again, so there is a stirrup which is present. So this stirrup is located onto this oval window. Okay, so now here as you can see this smaller bone over here. Okay, so this structures, I'll just label them so that it will be clear for you all. Okay, so now this part is hammer. Okay, so this is hammer, this is malleus also, and this one is anvil. Okay, and this part what you find here. Okay, so this is actually stirrup. Okay, so this is stirrup, I'll just label it. All right, then stirrup is them. So you can find a round window. Okay, so this one is a oval window, so this one I'll shall label it where. Okay, let me just smooth this. So now I'll just label it elsewhere. Okay, so this part what you find, so this is actually the stirrup part. Okay, so I'll just label it down here. So stirrup it is, and this one what you find, so I'll just change the color so that it can be clear for you that this is not actually associated with the stirrup itself. So this one is a oval window. Okay, so this is now a oval window, so I'll label it here itself. So this is oval window. Okay, and down here, all right, one second. Alright, so this one is a oval window. Okay, so down there you can find a round window, and you know, so here in the middle ear part itself, so we have a eustachian tube which is connecting the middle ear with the pharynx. Okay, so let me just draw the eustachian tube also. So here you will find a eustachian tube which is connecting with the throat. Okay, so this is gonna connect with the throat or the pharynx we can mention. So this one here now is a eustachian tube. Okay, so this particular part what you find, so this is an eustachian tube now. So I'll just label this one. So this will come under, so all these parts what I have drawn here, so all these parts will come under the middle ear. Okay, so middle ear will include, so there is a round window also that I need to mention here, so I'll just draw it here itself. Okay, so this one is a round window. Okay, so I'll just label it here. So this one is round window. All right, and this is eustachian tube. Okay, so I'll just write it here itself. So this is eustachian tube which you can see. All right, so now you know we can continue with this one. All right, so let me just make it a little bigger over here. So this is a round window, and here what you find, so that one is a oval window. So this is now a oval window. Okay, so oval window and round window are there. So instead of drawing cochlea, so I can just show it to you here. Okay, so you know that attached at the oval window, okay, so there is a cochlea which is present, so it will continue like this. Okay, so this is forming a structure as such. Okay, so this is forming a structure, a snail shaped structure formation we can see in here. So this is actually cochlea. Okay, so which is again opening at the round window below there. Okay, so it is opening at the round below there. But you know, so instead of drawing this cochlea as a spiral one, okay, so I'm not drawing this cochlea as a spiral structure. So instead I'm drawing it like a pipe. Okay, so let's see here in this case now. Okay, so I'll just continue it like this. Okay, so let me just take a different color for this one. All right, I'll take blue. Okay, so now here as you can see, so this one is now a cochlea. All right, so cochlea I am not drawing it as a simply a spiral one. So this will be a spiral itself, but I'm not drawing it as a spiral, but because just for the understanding of how exactly the arrangement is done. Okay, so now so there will be a barrier here. Okay, so then this is a basilar membrane. Okay, so this one organ of corti, so there is a basilar membrane, so that means there are sensory cells which are present over here. Okay, so sensory cells are present, so these sensory cells will have their own neuron. Okay, so that is axon endings will be there. So all of these axon endings from these are joining together and they are connecting with the auditory nerve which is over here. Okay, so auditory nerve, so it is connecting with the auditory nerve. So let me just change the color of auditory nerve now. Okay, so here you will find a auditory nerve which is connecting to the brain. Okay, right? So as you can see that middle ear, when we mention, so middle ear includes, what all does it include? So it includes the ear ossicles. Okay, so there are ear ossicles which are present. Then what else is there? So there is actually oval window. Okay, and then there is round window. All right, and eustachian tube is present. Okay, so these are the things that we can find with respect to the middle ear. So you can see here. Then in case of inner ear, so there is a cochlea, then there is a utriculus, and then there is a sacculus semicircular canal. So here if I have to show this, so there will be a slighter opening over there. Okay, I'll change this color again. Okay, so there will be a slighter opening which will be there. Okay, so with this opening, so this is gonna form this utriculus sacculus. Okay, so this will open up, and so there is a utriculus sacculus semicircular canal, and here you can find the arrangement of this particular semicircular canals. All right, and at the base you can find the ampulla region also. So there is one more as such. Okay, so there is one more ampulla region formation we can see. So end or the base of these is bulged, right? So these are called as the ampulla regions. Okay, so ampulla region is there. Then there is one more which we need to draw, as they are arranged at a right angles to each other. Okay, so we will just draw one more over here. Okay, so this is now a semicircular canal, and here the sacculus and utriculus we can label it here. So you can see with this diagram. Okay, so there is a oval window and then there is a round window. Okay, so you can see that, so round window, oval window is there. So this one is the sacculus over there. Okay, so sacculus, utriculus, semicircular canal. So this raised part what you find, or a wider region, so that we call as a ampulla. All right, so you can see here, so this part is utriculus and this part is sacculus. So here in my diagram what I have drawn, so this part you can consider, so there is a larger opening which can be present, so which is again connecting with this itself. So this part we can label, so I'll just change the color for you all so that you can clearly understand what it is. Okay, so this part over here, okay, so this part, let's take this sacculus, and over here the utriculus. Okay, so I'll just label the utriculus again. All right, so this part what you find, so this is gonna be a utriculus. Okay, so we will just label, so this one is utriculus. All right, and then this one is sacculus. Okay, so sacculus, and this one what you find, so this is a semicircular canal, and this one wider region what you find here like this. So each one of them are having their own wider region as such. Okay, so this wider region what is there, so this is called as a ampulla. Okay, so this one is a ampulla, and this ampulla when we mention, so these which are arranged at a right angle, so these three together, so it is a semicircular canal. Okay, so this one is a semicircular canal, and here we need to do the labeling. So this part what you find here, So this is completely the inner ear. Okay, so inner ear. So auditory canal is anyway not included. I mean auditory nerve which is connecting with the brain. So that is not included here. So this is inner ear. Okay. So now with respect to that, so there are cells. So these cells are actually so on the basilar membrane. So I'll just label the basilar membrane and other things. Okay, so here this part what you find, so this is a basilar membrane. Okay, so on basilar membrane what do you find? So on basilar membrane, so these cells what are there, the group of cells what you find here, so these are all organ of corti. Okay, so there is a organ of corti are nothing but the sensory cells. Okay, so these are the sensory cells which are there for the sensation of sound. So basically when the sound wave hits, so since they are all connected end to end, so there is a vibration that will be set up. So this is the structure that we have. So let's see what all comes under this one now. So semicircular canal is done. Now the inner ear or a membranous labyrinth, so this is having a cochlea. Okay, and then there is a semicircular canal which is present. So now the cochlea is spiral shape. So what I have drawn here, so I have not drawn it as a spiral one, just for understanding where exactly do you find a endolymph and a perilymph. So that is why I have just drawn it as a line instead of a spiral. Okay, so cochlea is spiral shape. So this you need to remember, and it looks like a snail shell. Okay, so this is gonna look like a snail shell itself, and it is having 2.5 turns. So this is one turn. Now there is another turn and a half turn is there. So 2.5 turn will be there. So inner winding cavity, so inner winding cavity is divided into 3 parallel canals separated by a membrane. So there is a cochlear canal. So this one is a middle canal or a cochlear canal which is filled with the endolymph. Okay, so here I can show you. So this one is now a cochlear canal or a middle canal we can mention. Okay, so this middle canal, what is there? So this is filled with what? So this is filled with the endolymph. Okay, so there will be endolymph which is present here. So here we can find a endolymph. Okay, and these two what are there? So here we can find a perilymph. Okay, so peri is surrounding. So surrounding the endolymph you always find a perilymph. So these two what are there? So this is 1 and this is 2 and then this 3. Okay, so 1 and 3 are having a perilymph. So as you can see here, cochlear canal is filled with the endolymph, and the other two, that is 1 and 3, are filled with the perilymph. Okay, so middle canal contains areas possessing the sensory cell. So that is a spiral organ which we call as the organ of corti. So this we discussed, which is mainly there for the hearing. So the nerve fibers which are arising from these cells. Okay, so the nerve cells or the nerve fibers which are arising from these cells, so they will join the auditory nerve. Then the sensory cell will lie on the basilar membrane. So on the basilar membrane itself the sensory cells are present. Okay, so as you could see that, so I had shown you a basilar membrane, so you can see in this one also. Okay, so there is a basilar membrane which is present. So this one is a basilar membrane. So on that itself we can find the sensory cell, and there are these nerves which are arising from, that is the axon. Okay, so all these axons will join together and it will enter a auditory nerve over here. Okay, so which is connecting, the auditory nerve is connecting with the brain for interpretation of a sound. Alright, so the other part of the inner ear, okay, so it is a set of 3 semicircular canals you have seen. So these are arranged at right angles to each other. So you can see that, so there are semicircular canals which are again arranged at right angles to each other, that is in 3 different planes. So that one is horizontal and the other 2 are vertical. So one is usually shown horizontal and the other 2 are vertical. So each of them is canal is widened. Okay, so now so let's say this is a semicircular canal now. Okay, so they have this widened structure like this. Okay, so this is like this. Again here also, so there is a widened canal. Okay, So this widened area, what is there? So this widened area can be called as a ampulla. Okay, so this widened area, what you find here, okay, so this widened area is actually a one second, so this is actually carrying this sensory cells that is mainly for the dynamic balance. So when your body is in motion, okay, so here itself I'll draw, okay, so itself I'll mention, so these will have a sensory cells, okay, so there will be sensory cells which are present at each of these ampullary region, okay. So let's take them as a sensory cell, and these sensory cells, what are they? So these are mainly responsible for the dynamic balance, okay. So dynamic balance is basically when you are moving, so your body has to have a balance, right? So for that these cells are looking after the body balance, okay. So now moving on to the other part, the short stem joining the basis of the semicircular canals. So there are two parts which you have seen, so there is a utriculus and then a sacculus. So these are also having a sensory cells, and for static balance they are there. So that is when the body is in a stationary condition. So when the body is at stationary condition, so what is going to happen? So now here also there are sensory cells which are located, okay. So at the utriculus and sacculus, so these cells, what are there? So these cells are mainly for the balance of the body itself, okay. So these cells which you can find here, so here also you can find, so this is mainly there for the static balance. That is when your body is at a rest, so again there has to be, body balance has to be maintained. So with respect to that, so static balance is required. So now here as a sound wave, so we will see the function of ear so that you will clearly understand. So any doubt till here? So do you guys have any doubt till here? Okay. So functions of the ear, when we mention, the internal ear is involved in two sensory functions. So ear function is basically hearing is one function and body balance is another function that the ear has got. So hearing, when we mention, one second, all right, okay. So pinna collects the sound wave. So from pinna what is happening? The sound wave is collected and it is conducted through the external auditory canal. So from here the sound wave is going to reach the auditory canal. Then what is going to happen? So eustachian tube, what is there? So this is, they finally strike the eardrum, okay. So which is going to set this vibration in the eardrum, okay. So now as the sound wave hits over here, so this vibration, so it will pass through the auditory canal and there is a tympanal membrane. So this will start moving, the tympanic membrane will start moving, and you know that as each of these tympanic membrane is connected to the hammer, then it is connected to the anvil, then it is connected to the stirrup. So there is a amplification of a sound is going to occur with respect to the bones that are there, that are ear ossicle, okay. So now this eustachian tube is going to equalize the pressure that is there on the other side of the eardrum. So this will allow it to vibrate freely. So since the eustachian tube is equalizing the air pressure, so what is happening? So on the both the sides, so that is why this particular eardrum can vibrate freely. Now as this vibrating eardrum is connected to the ear ossicle, so these ear ossicles will also start vibrating. So they'll also start vibrating. So vibration of the last ossicle, so that is stirrup, is magnified due to lever like action of the first two ossicle. So now here, so as the first two will start moving, the third one will also start moving, and there is a lot of pressure which is generated, okay. So this is basically magnification of a sound wave is done, all right. So due to lever like action, so lever like action of the first two ossicles what are there, so they are going to create a magnified sound there at the stirrup. Now this vibrating stirrup is going to transmit, okay, so this will transmit the vibration that is to the membrane of the oval window. So as you could see that it is connected with the oval window, which will set the fluid contained in the cochlear canal, so that is endolymph, the perilymph what we saw, so that will also set into an vibration. Okay, so when that is set into an vibration, so vibrating movement of the fluid will stimulate the hair like processes, that is the sensory cells of the cochlea. Okay, that is mainly the organ of corti what we have labeled. Okay, so that will also get, so here what is happening now, the sound wave is moving from the air medium to the liquid medium. Okay, so here it will stimulate the hair process and impulses are transmitted to the brain via the auditory nerve. Okay, so different areas of the cochlear canal are suited to sounds of different pitch. Like most of the sounds we hear are combinations of vibrations, that is at many different state of a speed. Okay, so exactly over here, that is basically for maintenance of, you know, the body balance, or maybe let's say we are hearing a sound, so combination of vibrations are going to occur. So we need to interpret, like, you know, our ear has got this capacity to interpret the message it is connecting with the auditory nerve to the brain. So we cannot pick up vibration of all the rates of speed, so that is our sensory ending can receive only up to 20 to 20,000 hertz, but the most keenly heard sounds are those frequencies of this one. So dogs can perceive sounds of even higher frequencies. Okay, so we will see before I end this one, so I'll just explain about how exactly the vibration is going to be set up. So I'll just explain. Okay, so now balancing. Okay, so as first I'll explain about the hearing process, then we will come to balancing part. All right, so I'll just go to that one. Okay, so now here as the sound wave, so ear pin, now what is that, so this is going to collect the sound waves, you know, when we want to listen to something, so we don't have a capacity to move our ears. Okay, so what we can do, so we can just turn our neck and we can collect the sound waves that are coming. So in that case, the sound wave is going to travel through this one. Okay, so this sound wave will hit the eardrum. When it hits the eardrum, as you can see that all of these are connected with each other. Okay, so eardrum will start vibrating, so hammer and anvil will also magnify the sound. Okay, so magnification or amplification of the sound will be done. Then in turn it is connected to the stirrup here, so stirrup will also get the energy, so basically sound energy it has received because of these two structures. So now it will be transferring it into cochlea. So this one is actually the cochlea. Okay, so this one is cochlea. All right, so now what will happen, as the sound waves travel here, so it was a air medium over here, and here in this case this one is a fluid medium. All right, so now what will happen, so it will move in this direction. Okay, so it will be moving in this direction, then, you know, it will come here, then it will so now this is the movement of the sound that travels or occurs inside your ear. So this is the case. Now, you know, as the movement of this sound wave which was there, so as it occurs, so you know the liquid part or a liquid medium what is there, so that will also set into vibration. So this is also setting into vibration, as this is also setting into vibration. So now when this moves, this is also moving, and when this moves, this is also moving. Okay, so that is how the movement is set up. And you know, so these sound wave vibrations are perceived by the basilar membrane having, so here is this basilar membrane which is having a organ of corti. So these are the sensory cells which can interpret the sound wave. Okay, so with respect to that, so now all of these axons or nerve fibers which are arising from each one of these. So all of them will join together. Okay, so all of them will be joining together, and so what is going to happen? So once the joining is done, so it is connecting with the brain, and the brain is going to interpret the sound. Okay, so let's see this thing, that is balance of the body. So as the head is turned in different directions, so as we move our head, so fluid inside the semicircular canal. So we saw that there was a semicircular canal, right? So this way semicircular canal was there. So wider ampullary region we can find over here. All right. So now here in this case, the fluid inside the semicircular canals is also shaken. Okay, so the fluid will also start shaking. The moving fluid in the canals pushes against the sensory cells, okay, which are attached to nerve impulse through the brain. So now so once the fluid will start moving as you also rotate, so here in this case the sensory cells will also start getting a signal about the dynamic balance. Okay, so now the sensory cells in semicircular are connected with the dynamic equilibrium. So this is mainly there for the dynamic balance itself. So similar sensory patches are also located in utriculus as well. So here is this utriculus, and then there is a sacculus. Okay, so now these are going to open at the cochlea itself. So here the balancing of the body, so this one balance over here, it is a static balance, and here in semicircular canal, so this is a dynamic balance. Okay, so if you spin round and round, okay, so the fluid in the semicircular canal continues to spin for a shorter time period. Okay, so even after you stop and you feel dizzy, and at the same time your eyes will perform to and fro movements. Okay, so this is caused due to stimulation of semicircular canal. So sea sickness, air sickness, and car sickness are often due to these unusual sensation of a equilibrium. So if you spin round and round, the fluid in your semicircular canal also will spin. Okay, so you will feel dizzy because of the same. So a lot of them I have seen. Okay, so this is basically the sea sickness or the air sickness. If some are having a car sickness also, so in them what will happen? So this is mainly because of this particular movement. Okay, so your eyes will also perform to and fro. Okay, so this is because of the stimulation of semicircular canal. All right, so now moving on to the pop quiz. So any doubts you have, you can get in touch. So the cochlea is a square shaped and looks like a snail shell. So is it a square shaped? So this one goes false, because this is not square shape, this is spiral. Okay, so this is spiral in nature. So this is with respect to cochlea. So malleus can also be called as a hammer, incus, stirrup, and a anvil. So for malleus the answer is hammer. Okay, so we can also call it as a hammer. So if it is a incus, then it is a anvil. So these two are same. So stirrup, if we have to mention, so in the stirrup it is a stepis. Okay, so these are the alternate names that we have for different ear ossicles. So dash collect the sound waves and conduct it through the external auditory canal. So this is the pinna, is the one which is collecting the sound waves and conducting it through the external auditory canal. So air pressure on either side of the eardrum, so that is equalized by Eustachian tube. All right, so this one we are done with. Okay, so prodigy is over. So there are ongoing batches which we have. Okay, so here you can watch the recordings of the classes which are already over. Okay, so for these classes you can watch the recordings. Okay, so other than that, the recording is anyway available, and the classes which are yet to be done, so you can take up those tests. Then for ICSE class 10, we have come up with the specimen question paper which we will be solving. So in today's session, like about 5:15 p.m. on Unacademy app. Okay, so all you need to do is download this app. So I'll be solving the SQP, that is specimen question paper. Okay, so you will have access to this one as it is a special class. Okay, so do attend the special class which will be absolutely free, and I'll be discussing the specimen question paper. So all the subject question papers are being solved by different educators then. So we are also conducting a one shot revision as well as a poll war. Okay, so we are also conducting a poll war, that is to this will be like a practice for you all for your final exam. So I'm conducting it on biology. Okay, so for both class 9 and 10. So this is also done now. Okay, so download the Unacademy app now. Okay, so try all of these features for free. So what exactly you need to do? So you need to download the Unacademy app to attend my special classes. Okay, so download the Unacademy learner app, then open the app and click on get started. So there you will find get started option. Then all you need to do is enter your mobile number and it will give you a OTP, so that you need to enter, that means continue. Then you can create your account. So basically you can sign up using your email ID, so that also you can continue. And after that, so you will get two categories. One is competitive exam and the other one is class 6 to 12. So you need to select your class, that is class 6 to 12. Then you will find a ICSE category there. Okay, so you need to go for this ICSE category depending on class 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay, or ISC as well. So which language would you prefer to learn? So the options are available. So English, English as well as Hindi. Okay, so all these you can go for. So select your preferred language as well. Go to the description of this video and click on the special class link. Okay, so click on notify me and you will get notified 10 minutes before the class begin. Also you can use my code to unlock the special class for free. Okay, so you can unlock the special class for free over here with the referral code Vani YT. Okay, so it might ask you a referral code for unlocking, so you can use my referral code Vani YT. Okay, so you can also subscribe to us on Unacademy ICSE and ISC boards. Okay, so whenever the live classes are happening, so you will get a notification. So do subscribe and press on bell icon. All right, and other than that, so you can download the Unacademy app. So here this app when you download, so there again we are conducting a special classes. Okay, so these special classes are free actually, so you can attend these sessions, and if you feel good only you can go for the subscription there. So in that case also, so here you can use my referral code Vani YT to unlock any of the products, or maybe for getting the subscription, where you will be getting 10% discount on your subscription. Okay, so see you all in the next session then. Okay, so see you all in the next session. Bye bye everyone, take care, thank you so much. So next session I'll be conducting for class 10 as well as class 9. All right, so see you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everyone, take care. 1 second.